Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis is not in. Ms. Priestley?
Present.
Ms. Winfrey-Carter?
Present.
Ms. Burns?
Present.
Ms. Mushatt?
Present.
Mr. Pfeiffer is not in. And Mr. Jarrett? You have 5 members present.
Madam Clerk,
Ms. Priestley?
make a motion that we put the reorganization of council to the end of the agenda.
Ms. Priestley has made a motion to move the organization of the council to the end of the agenda. Is there a second for her motion?
Support.
Ms. Mushatt has supported the motion, so we will do the roll call for that motion. Mr. Alamin is not in. Dr. Lewis is not in. Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey-Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mushatt?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer is not in. Mr. Jarrett? Yes. The vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
It's now time for the reading of the disorderly person city code subsection. Any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of Flint City Code Section 31-10, disorderly conduct, assault, and battery disorderly persons, and will be subject to arrest for a misdemeanor. Any person who prevents the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given 1 warning. If the person persists in disrupting the meeting, that individual will be subject to arrest. Violators will be removed from the meeting. Are there any requests for agenda changes and/or additions? Seeing as how there are no requests for changes or additions, it's now time for public comment. Members of the public who wish to address the City Council or its committees must register before the meeting begins. A box will be placed at the entrance to the council chambers for collection of registrations. No additional speakers or slips will be accepted after the meeting begins. First, public speaker, Madam Clerk.
First speaker is Arthur Woodson.
Good evening. Dang, man. There's so much going on here in Flint. I don't even know where to start, man. Sheesh. I was hoping Leon would be here so that I can ask him to resign. That's right. For the council people who's backing him and the mayor not making a statement because he loved to make statements all the time, it's not the matter of him being innocent or guilty. It's the matter of integrity, public trust. You can't, sit back and try to fight your personal issues and do the bidding of the city at the same time, because it's going to interrupt, because everybody's going to come up here mad at the fact of what you have done. You're going to have people that think you're innocent. You're going to have people think you're guilty. And it shouldn't be displayed in the council chambers. And also, I know he's guilty of not being a resident of the city of Flint, because you have receipts, you have a lease, you have everything showing that he does not live at that house on Mott Avenue. And that right there should be a disqualifying factor of First Ward. It's sad how, let me say this, I saw the closed session for rules of governing for the city council. You all shouldn't be in the back talking about the rules for city council, because it's pertaining to us too. If y'all are doing wrong and y'all have a legal opinion of y'all doing wrong, y'all should be discussing that in public, because we know y'all are doing wrong. We know y'all rules sucks. And the only reason why I get up here and cuss and do all the different things is just to show you I will not allow you to take my rights. I can go to every other meeting and not one time cuss or argue with those board members because they carry themselves in a professional manner. But you have 4 individuals, Leon, Liddell, Priestley, and Candace, who seems to operate illegally. Once you all start acting right, the public will start acting right. Attitude reflects leadership. And if our leadership sucks, like the mayor and the 4 council people, then we're gonna have some issues here in the city of Flint. Thank you.
Next public speaker, Madam Clerk.
Next speaker is Beverly Biggs Levy. Okay, the next speaker is Donnell Cannon. Donnell Cannon. Next speaker is Stanley Wood.
Good evening, Council, in my RL voice. Want to give a little quick history lesson here, and then we'll go on to other things if I have time left. Supreme Court decision on Cohen versus California. Cohen versus California happened in 1971 and is a famous First Amendment case. What happened was a man named Paul Cohen walked in the courthouse in California wearing a jacket that said "fuck the draft," protesting the Vietnam War. He was not violent, he was not loud, he just wore the jacket. He was arrested for disturbing the peace. What the government argued was the words on the jacket could offend people and cause trouble. So they said they could legally punish him to keep things peaceful. But what the Supreme Court said is, the court ruled in Cohen's favor. They said that the government cannot ban just because they are offensive. It's part of free speech, even if the words are shocking or vulgar. One of the famous quotes back then was, "One man's vulgarity is another man's lyric." Why this matters: the case protects your right to express yourself, even if what you say offends others, as long as it doesn't incite violence or cause real harm. So, obviously, you know, lawsuits are going to be coming in for First Amendment violations, and unfortunately, the city don't have the money to pay those, but it's going to happen. To City Clerk Donahue and City Attorney Gurley, I sent both of you guys a letter. I hope you guys have received it now. On the information I provided you guys with Leon Alamine and him not living in the city of Flint. I hope you guys investigate that. There's plenty of proof that he doesn't. One that I didn't have in my packet is his house in Mount Morris that he doesn't stay at is listed as a homestead, 100% homestead. That's supposed to be where you're living. What I did do, Davina, is I have a copy for everybody up there, just so everybody knows I'm not trying to do anything sneaky behind anybody's back or anything like that. Councilwoman Priestley, I do have one question. I don't know if you remember back in the day, you spoke up about domestic violence and you said you would cut somebody's balls off if they hurt your niece. I am very disappointed that you haven't made some kind of comment about this officially, whether you think it's true or not. And then I got one last thing. If anybody really thinks that Leon lives in Flint,
No bullshit. No bullshit. No bullshit.
and that's all I have.
The next speaker is Sherry Smith McFadden.
Hello, everybody. Speaking on behalf of the brothers and sisters of Oak Park, we would really like to thank you very much, Ms. Tanya, for everything you did for us. Even though a lot of people don't want to recognize what you did for us, we know what you did for us, and we really appreciate you 100%. Our picnic is August the 16th Everything is free, and we don't do hot dogs and hamburgers, what everybody else serve. We've been serving for 10 years strong. It would have been 11 if the pandemic didn't hit us. We do ribs, everything be catered. We really feed. So y'all come out and enjoy the brothers and sisters of Oak Park. And thank you again, Ms. Tanya, for everything you and everybody else tried to help us, who did try to help us. I can't say no names who didn't try to help us, but we all know who. But I do want to say 100%, we really appreciate you. You even got us the original sign back for the park. You know, you went over and beyond. You opened up the chambers to talk to us. You went over and beyond for what you did for us. We are very, very, very appreciative. And look, a lot of people might not see the vision that we have for the park, and a lot of people don't understand why we went on ahead and with Ms. Burns and everything and went on ahead and sold the 7 acres. And the reason why we sold the 7 acres because the city of Flint was gonna sell it regardless and we wouldn't have had nothing. Just being honest. A lot of people don't understand that they was gonna take it all and we wouldn't have had nothing. So we very grateful for that 1 acre that we do have left that is beautified. We are very grateful because a lot of people didn't see it. They told us we wasted their time. Some of the city council members said we wasted their time. They wouldn't help us, this, and you went over and beyond. And I just wanted to thank you very much for your time.
The next speaker is Alonzo Price.
How y'all doing, council? I'm here not to speak my word, but I'm gonna give a word to the citizens out there. We don't have no godly council. That's why our city is falling apart. God already told us that. Now we're in a whole dimension, new dimension. We got 4 seats missing. One person, they say, okay, Mr. Pfeiffer, I've been watching you, but you need to be here, man. If you out there, you watching, come in here, man. Tonight is the night to get rid of 3 seats. 1st Ward, 2nd Ward, and 3rd Ward. Those seats were led by people that was trying to do right. But you know what? Now we got confusion. The mayor, you know you my friend, man, but you ain't a friend. A real friend stick in the word, the truth, the righteousness. You supposed to lead this city, man. You're not leading it. So we don't need no leader. God's our leader, brother. So you step down and talk to the chief, get out here and get these young kids off the street, man. 10 to 21, going from place to place, partying, drinking all this liquor, smoking all this authentic weed that y'all ain't supposed to put on the corners. So, man, I'm talking to you, man. I'm talking to you, Mayor. And I'm sick, man. I'm tired. I almost died twice, but I'm here. And I promise the Lord this time I get up, I'm running all the way. So I'm running for you, the mayor. I'm running for you, man. Now I'm gonna read this scripture and I'm out of here. To give ear, O my people, of my law, and incline your ears to the word of my mouth. I will open my mouth in parables. I will utter dark sayings of old, which we have heard and we known, and our fathers have told us. We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of the Lord and his strength and his wonderful works that he has done. For that he established his testimony in Jacob and appointment a law of Israel, which he commanded our fathers, that they shall make them known to their children. That generation is to come might know them, even the children which shall be born, who shall arise and declare them to their children. I'm reading Psalms is not a chapter, 78. All the way to the end. I'm not going to read it all, but it's talking about our children. So children, you got to be obedient. Get off these phones. Get off, listening to your friends. Get off this dope. Get off this drugs. Get off these corners, because you will be killed by these police officers because they sent to kill you. The Bible says, if you're going to be lawless, the law got the right to take you out. So every parent out here from 10 to 14 to 21, get you some insurance, because your baby's going to die. Not my word, but God's word. I'm done.
Next speaker is Dolene Alston.
It's Darlene. Think of a doll. Okay. My name is Darlene Austin, and I live in the First Ward. Well, there's a lot over next door to me, and it haven't been cut. The city have came by and cut lots across the street from me. They have cut lots that belongs to other people. You know, they let their grass grow and they cut their lot, but they won't cut the lot next door to me. Now the house, they tore that house down last year, the latter part of last year, like October. But they won't cut the lot, so shrubberies is growing up in that lot. Well, I live next door to that lot. Recently, I put security cameras on the side of my house. Well, the security camera let me know if it's animals or if it's people around that camera. Well, at least twice a week, they'll show that a person is over there in that lot. At least twice a week, they shows it. But by the time I got an old phone, by the time I get to the phone to try to see if it's an animal or a person, you know, I could be, rigor mortis be to set in if somebody had came over and did something to me. So I want to know now, who do I go to get the shrubbery cut down? Don't nobody own that lot because they would have offered it to me because I live closest to that lot. And don't nobody own that lot, and it's full of blight. My house has been broken into twice already. Okay, it's been broken into twice because of, you know, I don't go nowhere at night. And so the daytime, it's been broken into in the daytime. And I'd like to know, where do I go from here? Thank you. Where do, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
The next speaker is Mari Copany. Mari Copany.
At the last meeting, the councilwoman from the 4th Ward decided to respond to me for the first time ever. And instead of addressing the concerns I brought before council for weeks, you decided to scold me for calling you your name, which is Judy. You only had one thing correct. You are the adults and we are the kids. But like I've said numerous times, I will continue to give you the same energy you give me. And essentially telling me to stay in a child's place only motivates me. Liddell mentioned the other day on Facebook that the police seem to pick and choose who they want to protect and who was allowed to get away with the nonsense. And I can't agree more. During the last meeting, the 3rd Ward ambassador, aka write-in candidate endorsed by the mayor, decided to use her time at the podium to try and check me for cursing. She gets up here and pretends to be Miss Positive, but when my mom told her to not address me anymore, she told her to literally to get out her face. And then her and her entire family followed us out into the hall trying to fight, to the point the police had to block both the elevator and the stairs. But she wasn't asked to leave, even after she started altercations with a couple other residents. Since the last council meeting, there have been at least 3 incidents in my neighborhood with teenagers carrying long guns out in the open, 2 shots fired calls, and a stabbing, and 2 shootings that brought FPD and MSP right to my front door. I will say it was nice to see a few of the officers that normally babysit council meetings actually out in the community doing what they were trained to do and not in here harassing residents or on the road pestering folks for walking in the street. But we really need to work on those response times. And while we're on the matter of police, Chief Green told my mom last week that the police in here take orders from you guys. So can we please simmer down on calling the police the second you feel slightly inconvenienced? And while our mayor loves to scream, think positive, speak positive, be positive, how can you expect that from the youth when we are met with heads down, eyes rolling, disrespect, and outright being ignored every single time? Every time we voice our concerns. And seriously, you have bigger problems to deal with, stating with the wave of violence that hit our community over the weekend.
The next speaker is Kehlani Copany. The final speaker for this meeting is Chester Coburn. Okay, that's the last speaker, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Seeing as how that was the last speaker for public comment, it is now time for council response. Council members may respond once to all public speakers. Only after all public speakers have spoken, an individual council member's response shall be limited to 2 minutes. Is there any council member who wishes to speak during council response?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 6th Ward, you have the floor.
Thank you, and thank you to all of you who were here. There was concerns I was not here at our last meeting. Oh, can we pause the time she's at?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you pause our time?
I don't know if she.
What happened?
Oh.
Do we have a slip that was turned in at any point?
Yeah, what was your name? Okay, I don't have that slip. Did you turn it in after?
We can't.
Oh, she put it in the wrong place. She left it on the table.
Didn't know any different.
Okay, so Amy Hawkinsmith.
Good evening. I just have one, maybe 2 questions. How do we go back to the city council from 1987? Because the rules here have changed tremendously. Not only is the council disrespectful to one another, you guys let people, the public, talk to you guys like garbage. Shame on them. Because back at city council time in 87 and quite a few years after that, when you turn in a slip, you had to put on there what you were there to speak about. And if it didn't have to do with the agenda in which you guys set forth for that evening, you didn't talk, period. And if people were disrespectful, it was, you guys were very nice and asked them to leave. There's no fighting that happened. There's nobody cursing at you guys. None of it. So how do I get this information and the rules that you guys have to follow in which to conduct these meetings? Because I don't know how to get that, and I would like to get that, because if I read these and the things that are happening at these council meetings are not correct, I'm going to set forth to try to change it. And as far as the people that come in here and are disrespectful to you guys, shame on them. Shame on them. I really hope that that's an emergency, because if not, that was disrespectful. So, any ideas on where I can go?
We can't respond.
Because she left.
Can you pause our time? Can you pause our time? Council can't respond until council responds. So you have to take all of your time, and then we can't respond until council responds.
Okay, like I said, that was my...
Can we start our time?
That's my overview of what I'm looking to get, and I just don't know where to get it. Like I said, I know you guys got a hard job to do, but when the public attacks you guys personally, shame on them. Because you know what? That says nothing about them. And the people that don't live in the wards, I understand that too, and they should. But that rule changed, and I don't remember his name, when that firefighter retired and became a hockey coach. That's when that lifted. You can live outside the city if you want to, but you should be here representing. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, I've lived here a long time, and this behavior is unacceptable, and I'd like it to change. We're supposed to work together, not against one another. So that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. That is the last public speaker. It is now time for council response. Councilwoman in the 6th Ward, you have the floor.
Do we need to wait on the clerk so she's out there?
There's secretaries right there.
All right, thank you. So I do want to say thank you to all the speakers and to my colleagues for allowing everyone to speak, even though there was some latitude that was given. I appreciate us showing that we're working together today. I do want to speak to the shootings and the violence over the weekend. I watched that press conference, very disturbed. We still don't really have the numbers. I guess they're still coming in. There are some things that we need to have Chief Green a special order to speak on the violence. Since 2020, I have stated and asked for a comprehensive public safety plan with a specialized gang task force just for Flint. It's not enough just using all the agencies. So I'm hoping that we will have something coming forward, because he needs to, that press conference gave no answers. I do want to speak to the young lady who gave me 2 emails, which is the reason why I wasn't here. Domestic violence is serious. And when one of our colleagues is charged with a felony and a misdemeanor, it's serious. Only 34% of women who are abused go to the hospital. It is so poorly reported because people don't believe them. We need to take these charges serious. I was disturbed to find out that the person, the councilman was alleged, I guess, the Councilman Leon Alameen, because I've got the text messages, sent her location to 4 different people. And Councilwoman Liddell Lewis said they would be, let's leave at 9. This woman has a personal protection order, and she's not being protected. He violated it within moments that he was out and sent her location by stalking her and harassing her through the camera at the house. We're supposed to make laws, pass ordinance here, not break laws.
Thank you. Next, is there anyone else who wishes to speak during council response?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 5th Ward, you have the floor.
She's out there.
I see her now. You have the floor.
Thank you. First, I would like to thank all of the residents for being here tonight. Thank you for being engaged in the process. I wanted to touch on something that the young lady said about residents being disrespectful and coming up to the podium, making their comments, whatever. I want you to understand, too, that we have council members that sit here and they disrespect the residents. They poke at the residents. We have council members that take their personal whatever feelings that they have for residents, and they take it out on them when they come up to the podium. The residents are angry, and I will never violate the constitutional rights of our residents. When you come up to that podium, you have freedom of speech. You say what you think you need to say. Now, yeah, they need to be respectful. However, if you're gonna give respect, you want to be respected back. It works 2 ways. And as a public official, you need to have thick skin. You need to have thick skin. And if you can't take what the residents are saying to you, you don't need to be sitting up here. I've been sitting here for 8 years. I've had people come up and criticize me. But I'm not gonna single them out and poke at them. So that's the thing.
Next, is there anyone else who wishes to speak during council response? Is there anyone else who wishes to speak during council response? Seeing as how there is no one else who wishes to speak during council response, we will move on to the consent agenda. I will entertain Councilwoman in the 4th Ward.
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
There's a motion to approve the consent agenda. Is there a second? Yeah, I mean, you have separations if you want, but yeah. It's been moved by the councilwoman in the 4th Ward, seconded by the councilwoman in the 6th Ward. Are there separations?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman in the 6th Ward.
are we carrying over 250218, the prevailing wage study?
Yes.
Okay, I would like to separate that.
Okay.
And also the 250182,
182.
182 grant acceptance, continuing professional education.
Okay.
That one, and that is it for me.
Are there any more separations? Councilman in the 9th Ward.
Yeah, Madam Chair, 250246. And
So we're doing a complete separation here, because if you say
Yes.
another one, that's what we're
Yes.
doing. All right, it's completely separated.
No, it's not complete separation.
Oh, I'm sorry, you're right.
Minutes.
All of the resolutions are completely separated.
Yeah.
We're separating all the resolutions out. So the consent agenda consists of
Madam
all
Chair.
of the minutes.
just for clarity on my part, the license carries over as well, or no?
It's in here, you separated it.
Okay, all right, I just want to make sure we were clear. Thank you.
Yeah, all right. So, the consent agenda consists of all of the minutes with any necessary corrections. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Okay, Dr. Lewis is not in. Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey-Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mushatt?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer is not in. Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin is not in. The vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. Moving on, the consent agenda passes. Moving on to Resolution 250182-T, which is the grant acceptance for continuing professional education, State of Michigan Commission Law Enforcement Standards. What is the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 6th Ward.
I would like to send this back to committee because I do not see Chief Green here.
There's a motion on the floor to send it back to committee. Is there a second?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman in the 5th Ward.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved to send 250182-T back to committee by the Councilwoman in the 6th Ward. It has been seconded by the Councilwoman in the 5th Ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Priestley?
No.
Ms. Winfrey-Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mushatt?
No.
Mr. Pfeiffer is not in. I'm sorry, Mr. Pfeiffer is absent. Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin is absent. Dr. Lewis is absent. The vote is 3 yes, 2 no.
The vote is 3 yes, 2 no. That motion fails. What is the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 4th Ward.
So this grant we have accepted several times in the past. This
What
not-
is their motion?
Oh, I'm sorry. Motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve by the Councilwoman in the 4th Ward. Is there support? I will support it. It's been supported by the Councilwoman in the 7th Ward. Is there discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 4th Ward, you have the
Yes.
floor.
The reason why I didn't want to send this back to finance is because I did want to discuss it. This is a grant that we have accepted several times in the past, and it's a grant offered to, as we can look at our detail, many communities across the state. So I am totally 100% in favor of any money to better serve our officers in their continuing education. And so I don't understand why they want to send it back to committee when it's basically a routine item. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like the floor in the first round of discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 6th Ward, you have the floor.
My motion to send it back is very clear with what's been happening in our community. I want to know what it's going to be used for. I do not see Chief Green here to answer any questions. He's over that department. We've got problems with officers being, some of them being trained, not all. We've got an officer who likes to carry an AK across his chest. The residents are feeling that it's intimidation. He's pepper spraying. He was written up. I don't know if you knew that. And so I want to know how the training is going to be used, which parts are they focusing on, because that's important. When residents are being pepper sprayed, pushed, I mean, we've got some issues. And so I want to know how it's going to be, how the training is going to be used and the funds for. So it's not routine at all. We're speaking with the sensitivity that we've had even in these chambers, you know, to how residents are treated. When residents are simply, if you get a warning or something, or say, okay, they've been escorted out, you know, we need to understand, because lawsuits are coming up, and they are coming, unfortunately. I would like to know, how are we using this? What areas of training? Is it going to be with their equipment, their firearms? Is it de-escalation? So there are pertinent questions when we talk about training in areas that we need to know. Is it community training, how to deal with the community? So I would like to talk to Chief Green, which he is the chief and he's over that department, and I've got some questions for, especially after listening to that, I don't know what that was, of a press conference today, because I'm still figuring out how many people were shot. You know, our officers were spread thin, and when they're spread thin, we know that it stresses them out. We know that morale is an issue. When they're running from crime scene to crime scene, they're not able to properly spend the time to investigate. You know, what are we using these funds for, and how will it better this community? So I don't see him here. He has an item on here. We were told department heads are normally available. This is a time set forth, and it was put back before because Chief Green wasn't here. So I'm not supporting this until Chief Green is here, because that's where the buck stopped, and so does the training dollars. I yield the floor.
Thank you. Is there anyone else who would like the floor in the first round of discussion? Seeing as how there's no one else who would like the floor in the first round of discussion, I will take my time. What we have before us just talks about how these funds can be used. It talks about it can be used to enhance law enforcement performance, professionalism, public and officer safety, and officer decision-making that is pre-approved by the law enforcement agency head of their delegate and is pre-approved by the commission. It also talks about them being able to structure and tailor the curriculum as needed. I do understand the desire to have the chief here to speak about what his tailored curriculum is, but I do believe everything that you have concerns about or that you mentioned are all things that he can do with this funding, and they are training that he can enlist if he so chooses. It also has comprehensive information about accessing CPE sources and including a list of approved vendors, meaning approved trainers. So I do believe with the acceptance of this grant, all of those things that you discussed are things that can be covered in their training for this grant. Seeing as how I was the last person in the first round, we are now on to the second round of discussion. Is there anyone who would like the floor? Councilwoman in the 4th Ward.
Because it's obvious this won't pass tonight, and it needs to go finance. Like I said, I just postponed it to, or voted no, so that it could be discussed. I make a motion to send to finance.
There's a motion on the floor to send this agenda item to finance. Is there support?
Support.
Moved and properly supported by the councilwoman in the 6th Ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Winfrey-Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mushatt?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer is absent. Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin is absent. Dr. Lewis is absent. Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
Vote is 5 yes. 0 no. Resolution 250182-T, grant acceptance, continuing professional education, State of Michigan Commission Law Enforcement Standards, has been moved back to finance with a council request that Chief Green join us at our next finance meeting. Madam Clerk, if you could please send that email on so that we can get some answers and get this grant moved one way or the other. Moving on to Resolution 250218-T, which is the Prevailing Wage Standard City-Funded Construction Projects. What is the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman in the 6th Ward.
I would like to send that to council, or I'd like to send it for approval.
There's been a motion on the floor to approve. Is there support?
Madam Chair. Oh, yes.
I need support.
Oh, yeah, you got to
It's
support.
moved and properly supported by the councilwoman in the 4th Ward. Is there discussion?
Madam Chair.
Councilwoman in the 6th Ward, you have the floor.
However, I think the intent of the prevailing wage is to make sure people get a wage that is acceptable. But one thing that we do know with minority contractors, often it doesn't allow them to compete, and it makes it more difficult. I will not be supporting this at this time. I yield the floor.
All right, is there anyone else who wishes to have discussion in the
Madam
first
Chair.
round? Councilwoman in the 4th Ward, you have the floor.
I'm going to speak on this as an accountant. As of right now, contractors, I can't tell you how many contractors just pay their quote-unquote employees cash under the table, or they pay them with a check and get a 1099. Both of those are illegal. So I am all in favor of having a vendor pay a living wage to their employees and pay it legally so that that employee can get Social Security taxes paid so that they can collect Social Security. I'm telling you, I have clients who have been paid cash for years and years and years, don't report the income. Of course, I don't know how much money they're making. And then when it comes time to retire, they have nothing. They haven't saved any money. They haven't paid into Social Security, so they get a minimal amount. This is not good for their employees. I hate the idea that we're dependent on Social Security, but that's the reality of today's world, is that the retirees are dependent on Social Security. So these people who have worked for years for these companies, cash, aren't getting any advantages. Pay them a living wage per the standards, legally, and then their employees will be well taken care of.
Request for information.
Please pause the time. What is your request?
Through you to the speaker. Am I understanding that businesses that the city is contracting with and doing business is not properly reporting their employee wage?
Mr. Jarrett, I don't have any specific information on contractors with the city. I'm just saying that this ensures that they would be paid properly, because I do not have the direct knowledge or even secondhand knowledge of any. I'm just saying that it's possible.
But the resolution speaks to those that do business with the city.
Okay, it's
correct?
a request for information. It's not a
Request
dialogue.
for information. I have a second request.
What's
Madam
your
Chair.
request?
Through you to the speaker. This resolution is speaking to contracts awarded by the city to employers. Is that?
As I said, Mr.
No,
Jarrett.
that's a separate question.
Okay, that's still, I'm just saying that this.
Can you start your time?
This enforces that, and I'm done. Thank you.
Okay.
Or is there anyone else who would like the floor in the first round of discussion? Councilwoman in the
Madam Chair.
5th Ward, you have the floor.
Who can come forward, through you, Madam Chair, to Mr. Edwards or anyone, who can come forward to speak on this resolution?
So I don't think at this time there's anyone. There have been someone here on 3 separate occasions, but they're not here tonight.
Oh, well, it appears that we need questions answered in order for this to be able to go to council. So I'm going to make a motion to keep this resolution. We'll send this resolution back to, was it in finance? It was in governmental operations, I believe. Yeah.
Madam Clerk, we want to make sure that is the correct committee.
Because it does have to do with wages or benefits, it would be finance.
Finance, okay. I would like to make a motion to send resolution 250218-T, prevailing wage standards, city-funded construction projects back to finance.
There's been a motion on the floor to send Resolution 250218-T to Finance. Is there support?
Support.
Moved and properly supported by the Councilwoman in the 6th Ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mushatt?
Yes.
Mr. Pfeiffer is absent. Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Mr. Alamin is absent. Dr. Lewis is absent. Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey-Carter?
Yes.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. That resolution 250218-T, which is prevailing wage standards, city-funded construction projects, has been referred back to finance. Moving on to resolution 250246-T, charitable gaming license, Ferris Innovation, DBA, 100K Ideas, nonprofit organization.
Madam Chair.
What is the pleasure of the body?
Move to-
Councilwoman in the 4th Ward, you have the floor.
Move to approve.
There is a motion on the floor to approve. Is there support?
Support.
Moved and properly supported by the Councilwoman in the 6th Ward. Is there discussion in the first round?
Madam Chair,
Councilman in the 9th Ward, you have the floor.
thank you. Is there someone that can speak to this resolution?
So Vivian was here for special affairs, where this was originally at, and then she's also spoken to it once before in front of us.
And that's what I was questioning.
Yeah.
Is what about this is different than what we?
So that is a question for the clerk, who can clear up why it had to come back. Madam
Madam
Clerk?
Clerk,
We had to bring it back at the request of the state of Michigan because the resolution that was approved before was approved under their doing business as name, and the state wanted it to be approved under their formal name, which is Ferris Wheel Innovation doing business as 100K Ideas.
thank you. That I was wondering, I was like, are they looking to get some kind of permanent license? What's different about this?
It's just a game they're trying
as
to
to
do.
why? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I didn't know why it had to come back, and I thought we'd already approved it. But it's about the titling and making sure the organizational structure is properly documented.
Correct.
Thank
At the
you.
request of the state. Yep.
That provides the clarity I need. I yield.
Thank you. Anybody else in the first round of discussion? Anybody in the second round of discussion? Seeing as how there's no one in the second round of discussion, this is the roll call vote to approve Resolution 250246-T, which is the charitable gaming license, Ferris Innovation, DBA, 100K Ideas nonprofit organization. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Mushatt?
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey-Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. Resolution 250246-T, Charitable Gaming License, Ferrisville Innovation, DBA 100K Ideas Nonprofit Organization has been approved. Moving on to licenses, Resolution 250241-T, which is the Provisioning Center License, JARS Venture 14 LLC, 808 South Center Road, Suite D, Flint, Special Regulated Use. What is the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman in the Fourth Ward.
move to approve.
There's a motion to approve. Is there support?
Support.
It's been approved by, properly moved by the Councilwoman in the Fourth Ward and seconded by the Councilwoman in the Sixth Ward. Is there discussion?
Madam Chair,
Councilwoman in the Fourth Ward.
is there anyone here
So let
through
me-
you
I
who
can-
can address this?
The gentleman was here the other day to address it. He and I did have an opportunity to have a discussion. I don't believe Mr. Menifee is here tonight, but this is just simply moving. So he already has a license. He's already gone through the legal court process. We already know how this works with these particular licenses, is that it doesn't matter what we say. The only thing we're up against is a lawsuit. He's just simply trying to change the name. He purchased it, and it's called.
That was my question, green culture.
It's called Green Culture, and it's over there on Center Road
It's on my,
next
in
to.
my ward.
And so they are.
Just wanted to check that, that's
Yes,
what.
he's just simply changing the name.
Okay, thank you, that was my question.
Is there anybody else in the first round of discussion? Anybody in the second round of I'm sorry.
Yes, first round.
Go ahead.
So, there is a JARS on Pearson Road, right?
I guess,
So he's the owner of that too, and this will be a second?
That I can't confirm. I just know he's purchased this, and so they're changing the name.
To JARS?
Yes,
And that was my big question, because
Yeah.
because
Okay.
it's already a facility. It's just a name change.
Yeah, I was just wondering, so is he, is he the actual owner of the one over on Pearson Road as well? Okay, I'll yield.
Anybody else in the first round of discussion? Anybody in the second round of discussion? Seeing as how there's no one in the second round of discussion, this is the roll call vote to approve license, the resolution for 250241-T, Provisioning Center License, JARS Ventures 14 LLC, 808 South Center Road, Suite D, Flint, Special Regulated Use. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mr. Jarrett,
Yes.
Ms. Priestley,
yes,
Ms. Winfrey-Carter,
Yes.
Ms. Burns,
Yes.
Ms. Mushatt.
Yes.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no. The resolution 250241-T, Provisioning Center License, JARS Venture 14 LLC, 808 South Center Road, Suite D, Flint, Special Regulated Use, has been approved.
motion to adjourn.
There's a motion to adjourn. Is there support?
Support.
Moved and properly supported by the Councilwoman in the Sixth Ward. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Ms. Priestley,
Yes.
Ms. Winfrey-Carter,
Yes.
Ms. Burns,
Yes.
Ms. Mushatt,
Yes.
Mr. Jarrett.
Yes.
The vote is 5 yes, 0 no.
Vote is 5 yes, 0 no. The time is now 6:37 p.m. on Monday, July 28th. This city council meeting is adjourned.